Hello there, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Smackdown review. As you can see, I've got a new look with the same attitude. Anyway, Smackdown. What a fucking horrible ass show this was. This was terrible. It's been a couple of weeks since I've watched an episode of Smackdown, and I remember exactly why that is. It's bad enough Raw sucking half the time. Putting up with this show is almost impossible half the time. This show is just, it was horrible in every single way possible. Just 2 hours of complete junk. Nothing redeemable about it. We started off with Roman Reigns and Rusev, and this whole entire promo was putting me to sleep, and Roman Reigns debuted his new catchphrase. It was asses and attack. Oh, excuse me, assassin attack. It's like, you know, what is this? He's the Terminator. Wasn't Ryback supposed to be the Terminator? You know, assassin attack. You know, all this. What is this? But this character doesn't even make any sense. You know, there's remnants of the Shield in him, so they've got this military talk going on. I don't even know who he's supposed to be. You know, he's a Samoan. He's a cyborg. He looks still like the Big Boss Man. I don't know even what's going on here. You know, this is supposed to be the next big star, especially now that Daniel Bryan is not there. But he doesn't sound like a big star. You know, for everybody who wanted to knock Daniel Bryan's promo skills, at least he sounded genuine on the mic. This sounds so heavily scripted. And at least Daniel Bryan could continuously talk. Roman Reigns has to take 10-second breaks in between every single word, basically. Can barely even act. It's, you know, you can't even really call it bad acting, because it ain't even acting at all. Rusev's just standing there, you know, and this is the wrong way to go about a Roman Reigns promo. He should be working with people more talented. Trying to be positive here, motherfuckers. You know, at least put him in the ring with someone who knows how to talk, instead of a silent man like Rusev. I mean, this is completely fucking brain dead. And where did this feud even come from all of a sudden? All of a sudden, Reigns has a problem with Rusev. What happened with Swagger? Wasn't there supposed to be some big feud between Swagger and Rusev? Didn't we just, didn't we see something? You know, but I don't even see anything anymore. They completely forgot about the feud. They were building a feud between Rusev and Swagger. It looked like it was going to be pretty good. And then, they completely abandoned the idea. And how much sense does that make? So just throw him in a random program with Reigns. He's not even in the pay-per-view match, and, you know, they're throwing him in a match with them. This is random, you know. I know it's SmackDown, but come on, at least make it, you know, some continuity between the shows. You know, to me, it kind of seems like SmackDown doesn't even exist. It's like an invisible show half the time, even though it's on cable TV. Then you had AJ defeating Cameron, and somehow, some way, I actually enjoyed this match. Cameron can't really wrestle, but at least she was aggressive. And, you know, I enjoyed some of AJ's moves in this match. A big kick. You had the Shining Wizard at the end with a lot of force and contact with the knee. So AJ looks like she's refreshed and ready to go. And I'm looking forward to the match at Battleground. I can't believe I'm actually saying I'm looking forward to a Divas match. But it looks like AJ might be able to have that good match with Paige. You know, if not, fire everybody. I don't know. But seriously, if they can't have a good match at the pay-per-view, they're gonna seriously have to consider rethinking, like what to do with Paige. Because I don't know what it is. If they can't have a good match at the pay-per-view, I don't know what elements are missing. If they're trying to, get Paige to water down her style, I can't quite put my finger on. I think it's that. I don't think they want her to wrestle too well because she might overshadow the men, but, this is ridiculous, I haven't seen one good, decent match with Paige since she's been on the main roster. Then you had Adam Rose defeating Fandango via count out. And I was just completely sitting there in awe during this match at how fucking retarded it was. What was this even supposed to be? Fucking goofballs dancing around, and I am here to say this. I tried to be positive about Adam Rose. I tried to be open-minded about a new character. Everybody says I'm too negative about professional wrestling. I've got to open my eyes. I've got to just watch the show and enjoy it like a fan. I tried. All the people that say I don't try, I tried. I tried to accept the BG-ness. I tried to spin the positivity as much as I could in my brain, but then I figured this out. I am not a motherfucking retard. I have a brain, and I realized that Adam Rose's character was fucking stupid. Partying around. The only type of crowd reaction he gets is the same one that Fandango got. And that is, the crowd likes his music. That's it. He's not over. Motherfuckers, his music is over. I figured it out. Weeks ago. But, I was still trying to remain positive that maybe, that is just what they associate with Adam Rose, because they can't just chant Adam Rose. They'd rather just, hum his theme song. But I figured it out that he is not over at all. Because how is a motherfucker like that so fucking goofy and dumb and just unappealing? What is appealing about this kind of wrestler? He hasn't wrestled any good matches. Hasn't wrestled any good matches in NXT. Hasn't wrestled any good matches in WWE. So with no good matches, no good promos, no good memorable segments with him, what is there to like about Adam Rose? So I am here giving my official opinion. Adam Rose has been in this for like 2 fucking months already and hasn't amounted to jack shit. And I was trying to defend him. Oh, McMahon doesn't know, how to treat these new characters. And then I just realized he sucks, motherfucker. He just sucks. It's a dumb character. This was the character that they chose. There's nothing they could do with it. Where are they supposed to go with just a party animal? It makes no sense. And it's not even like a party half the time. Their idea of a party is dancing around like an idiot and not doing anything else. I've never seen a party like that where people just dance around and nothing else is going on. That's not a party. That's a bunch of deadbeats just doing nothing. Kind of like the YWC. Anyway, then you got the Usos defeating Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater, and what a worthless match this was. What was Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater even doing tagging together? Don't they even have any other ideas? They put 2 random guys together. No history, no nothing. Oh, be positive, Brad. Be positive. It's a new team. Give it a chance. Oh, give this a chance. Come on. This is just pointless booking all around. The Usos, why do they need to have a squash match? As I said, the squash matches are usually reserved for new teams that need to be established. This is just filler booking. There ain't nothing, good about this. There isn't anything to find positive about it. You got 2 good talents. They're good on the mic. They broke them up from their teams. They could have, amounted to something, but now they've amounted to jack shit, basically. So, I don't understand this. They're just an embarrassment, just a laughing stock. When they were doing all those releases, they might as well release these guys too. Why did they hold on to them? Just so they could embarrass them further? I don't get it. A guy like Titus O'Neil is everything that they're looking for in a wrestler. Muscular, tall, good on the mic, and instead he's just an embarrassment. They had the right idea. Get him far away from Darren Young, a talentless piece of shit, and then break him up. And what was the point? Lose another tag team. They barely got teams, but why not lose a team and then do nothing with the guy once he's a singles wrestler? That made no sense whatsoever. No sense at all, motherfuckers. I came on these videos and I talked about how I saw something in Titus O'Neil. Watching wrestling for this long, I see a character. I know when the guy's got the mic skills to take it to the top. And that was one of the guys right there, and they completely fucked them over. And that, then you have a match like this, and that just further cements the fact that they have no idea what they're doing. Then you had Orden defeating Chris Jericho, and, I don't understand this. Bring Jericho back. He's not even back for a fucking week, and he's already losing. And to Orden no less. What is the point of this even? As I said, Orden has nothing to do with Jericho. Now, I'm not saying they can't wrestle each other, but why does Jericho have to, job out to a guy like Orden, a guy like Orden who doesn't need any more wins in his career? Why put him over a guy like Jericho? I noticed they protect Orden to the moon. Jericho, he comes back and, he just loses like crazy, loses to Fandango, loses to everybody, no protecting him. They don't want to make him look strong. They make him look weak as hell, and he just came back, and they already make him lose. Crowds behind him. Jericho comes back. He hasn't been there more than a year, and he gets a bigger reaction than Orden ever did. And what do they do? How do they reward this popularity? Have him job to the most boring motherfucker on the roster. There you go. What a great idea. Look how Jericho loses. The man's been a wrestler for over 20 years, basically. I think that's an accurate statistic right there. Over 20 years of wrestling experience. Theme music goes off, and Jericho's he's all distracted. How many times has he been involved in a finish like this? Long-term fans who aren't retards aren't going to buy this for 2 seconds. Come on. Such a simple-minded finish, just distracted by music and the flash of light. That's I don't get it. Jericho, a veteran. I could see if this was a rookie getting distracted, Bo Dallas or Adam Rose, but this is motherfucking Chris Jericho. A man who has, wrestled in some of the biggest matches ever, and he's being distracted by the oldest trick in the book. I mean, he doesn't look like a veteran in this match. Match was alright though, not terrible. I won't knock it too much. It wasn't really boring, but it was nothing new. Very basic. Basically looked like they were sleepwalking through this match half the time. So, not terrible, but not great either. Then you had Layla and Summer Rae with Fandango as the special guest referee. And this was just, again, pointless. More of the fucking nonsense that we saw with Adam Rose, just extended for another 10 minutes, basically. Summer Rae and Layla just attacked Fandango because he was dancing. That's the WWE logic there. If you dance, you get attacked, I don't know. I don't understand it. You know, you dance and you get attacked by two girls. You know, I don't know. They're punching and kicking him for dancing. What? Didn't make sense to me. So they attack him and then they start dancing together, and all of a sudden they're best friends. I didn't care too much for this segment, let's say that. It didn't make one lick of sense, not one bit of sense, motherfuckers. What a fucking circus this show is. And it's not even done yet. I still have more complaining to do. But, you know, this is how they end this feud. Is the feud even ended? You know, why do I get the feeling it's not? Then you had Goldust defeating Curtis Axel with Stardust. Stardust's antics were a little bit entertaining, but there wasn't really much, you know, to be had here. I laughed a little bit. He put on JBL's hat. He did some weird stuff with Goldust. Slightly entertaining, but where are they going to go with this? You know, how long can they keep up these antics? You know, it's basically just Cody Rhodes. They couldn't figure out what to do with him, so they just basically made him into a copy of Goldust, just weirder than Goldust. And I really don't know how this is supposed to take him to the top and get him over. You know, it has created some interest up to a point, but I don't know exactly where they plan to go with this. And, you know, hopefully soon this goes somewhere, but I don't know. Why couldn't we just get a match at SummerSlam between Goldust and Cody Rhodes? Would that have been so much to ask for? Instead of, you know, goofiness, could we at least get some hard-hitting wrestling, you know, feuding and matches? Is that really so much to ask for? A consistent, entertaining, interesting wrestling program. Why does it always have to be people jumping around, dancing around like goofballs? Why does it have to be glowing fucking confetti all over the place? Why does it have to be all this nonsense? Why can't we get, like, you know, real wrestling? I'm not asking for attitude here. I know that would be too much to ask for, but come on, you know, let's get at least somewhere. Does this company even feel like it's going anywhere? No, it doesn't. It feels like it's going right into the toilet. Look at the main event of Battleground. Can you honestly say that looks like a good main event? You know, you got Cena, who, yes, he's a sexy man, and so is Roman Reigns, but they're not good wrestlers. And you got Kane, washed up, Orden, never been over. You can't even root for anybody in the main event. Well, people will root for Roman Reigns because, you know, they're fucking dumb as shit. But anyway, you know, this is wrestling, basically. You know, a couple of months ago, looked like wrestling was about to get better with Daniel Bryan as champion. Looked like they were finally getting back on track. Then, it's back the other way once again. You know, revolving door. You know, you think you're out and you're back again. Oh, motherfuckers, it's impossible. Really. It does seem like it's impossible for wrestling to get better at this point. Then it was Bo Dallas defeating El Torito and Diego. And by this point in the show, I completely lost all interest in this fucking program. You know, Bo Dallas comes there. They bring him to the main roster. Once again, I have to say this. Look at all the people they brought up from NXT. None of them have amounted to fucking anything. I'm talking about the NXT people from this year. Paige, Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, all of them have looked like fucking jokes. And especially Adam Rose and Bo Dallas, they've been involved in comedy skits that have just been fucking failures. Nothing funny about it at all. Bo Dallas is just not doing anything at all. He's wrestling midgets. You know, he was the world champion in developmental. And, you know, you would think that, you know, he would transition and become a big star. Instead, you know, he's as I said, he's wrestling midgets, motherfuckers. What is this all about? I don't even understand. What was the point of bringing him up to the main roster to do nothing with him? I really don't understand why they have wrestlers employed where they don't even go anywhere. They're just basically taking up space on the fucking TV. You know, space that could be occupied by better wrestlers, or they could extend the time for better wrestlers on the roster. You know, I don't understand their logic here. Like, why this match had to take place. You know, there's nothing funny about it. There's nothing good. You know, this is also back to the whole Fandango, Summer Rae, and Layla little match there. Same thing. It's not even funny. It's not even entertaining. It's not good. So why is it even on the fucking TV to begin with? Why put it there if there's no one who's going to even find it appealing? No one's saying it's good except for a couple of mindless retards on the internet who'll tell you not to complain. But who seriously is going to find that entertaining? Tell me one person who's, you know, of sound mind. So why put it out there if it doesn't have any qualities? If you could if that was supposed to be humor, if any of these two matches was supposed to be humorous or entertaining, then creative has more fucking problems than I thought originally. Then in your main event, you had Roman Reigns defeating Rusev by disqualification. Boring ass match by two boring ass wrestlers. And, you know, the boring ass interference finish from Randy Orton. The same fucking goofballs doing the run-ins just like on Raw. And this was just, it was just, once again, worthless. You know, you knew that the match wasn't going to have a finish. You had a feeling with them having Rusev undefeated and Roman Reigns obviously isn't going to get pinned. What the fuck was the point even? They're not even in the feud. And once again, where was Swagger? They had a successful segment on Raw with Jack Swagger and Rusev. Looked like it could have been a pretty credible mid-card match. And then they just completely forget about it so they can have a dumbass feud like this. Get the fuck out of here. This was one terrible ass show. One terrible fucking show. The best match on the show was the AJ match. That is pathetic. A fucking match where one of the wrestlers isn't even really that much of a trained wrestler, and they had the best match on the card. Please, give me a fucking break. SmackDown is a joke. It is a fucking joke. And seriously, I have watched on the network. Main event is sometimes even better than SmackDown. And SmackDown used to be a great show. Almost, it was just as good as Raw half the time. There was really no difference between Raw and SmackDown half the time. During Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression, they just used to bleep out curse words. That was pretty much the only difference between the two shows. Alright, motherfuckers. Terrible, actually.